YouTube? It is Thursday night again. I'll give it just a minute for a few people to tune in. But I'm in Columbia, South Carolina. Go Gamecocks. And I just had to do like a blindside backing to get parked. What's up, Yukon? We chatted a little earlier today. I'm in the cool club now, guys. What's up, Adrian? Oh, hell, I'm at the Pilot, the one with the Wendy's. I think exit 115, right down from the GMP terminal. What's up, John Crawford? Hey, John, are you still rolling with GMP? I ain't heard from you lately. Clint and Cruise Control, how you doing, brother? And Rodney Whitlock, I'm in Columbia, my man. I am good, South. Hey, Chris Jones and Henry Saucer. Oh, Bill, howdy, buddy. How y'all like my shirt? This is like a preppy shirt from Hollister. Yeah, came from the mall. I ain't never shopped a Hollister a day in my life, but I got this as a Christmas gift from my girl. Chops. Rick Curry is in the house blowing clouds. Speaking of blowing clouds, did any of you guys see the commercial I made for the vape shop called Vapetopia? I think it was pretty cool. And they actually downloaded the video and put it on their Facebook page. And I have not verified these numbers, but the owner dentist told me it had over 3,000 views like overnight before, it hadn't even been 24 hours, which, like this video, it's not going to have 3,000 views this time tomorrow. But I guess they, more people vaping than watching Trucker Jim. But anyway, I'll check the comments back in a minute. But part of my payment, I guess, for making that is this. And I know some of you fuckers don't vape and hate cigarettes, vaping, chewing tobacco, and all that stuff. And that's fine. You go ahead and like what you like and don't like what you don't like. But I smoked cigarettes. I used to not when I was like in high school and all that. I didn't smoke. I was an athlete. And then I got in a bad car wreck and like flipped that thing 7 times and got thrown it out, and I broke part of my neck back here and cracked a piece of my back and cracked my hip and had a concussion and all that. So I was in the hospital for a few days and then on crutches for a few weeks. And I kind of picked up the habit of smoking when I was 19 years old. Before I'd smoked some cigarettes. I didn't buy cigarettes or anything. I'd smoked some when I was drinking at parties or whatever. But after that, I was officially a smoker. And I continued on that smoking path for 20 years. And the last few years of it, I hated it. Hated the fact I was a smoker. I was a professional, insurance man wearing a tie, doing house calls and stuff, and walking into nice houses, reeking of cigarettes, and I wonder why I didn't close, the big business. I mean, I closed a whole lot of little business, but didn't close the big stuff. But, I probably wouldn't be here talking to you guys if, life didn't unfold the way it did. But anyway, I've been vaping for probably about 40 months now and not smoking cigarettes. And my buddy Rick was telling me, he was watching one of my earlier videos, and the first one I had, there was this like, I don't know if you guys started the same way. There's some L word that describes like a little rope thing, that around your neck that holds a whistle or whatever, but I had this little vape pen like this long, do like that, but that's what helped me quit smoking. But now, I've got this bad boy. You guys seen this? I don't know about these coils. I'm thinking I might need some different one. It takes a little time to heat up, and this is cotton in there. But on most of your mods, like the one I had before, I had to drip liquid on top of it. And I had this easy dripper thing, but I still fucking made a mess all the time. I had vape stuff on my hands, and Everybody was telling me I smelled like pancakes or, you know, whatever vape stuff that I had. But this, there's a little squeezy bottle that has the vape juice, and you press it, and it wets that stuff from the bottom. And then it has, you know, a 2700 battery. But it's pretty cool. You want to see a cloud? Where'd Jim go? I'm back. Okay, I saw Joel is correct about something. Okay, let me go back and... Adrian vapes. Flip, he said he saw the commercial. But this is like a $200 setup if you were to buy this retail price. I forget the name of the company that makes this. Purge, I think is what it's called. And this is a cloud chaser right here. But this is, I ain't gonna say like the best available, but it's higher end. I don't think it comes from China. Okay, I'm gonna read some comments. Wow, there's 73 of you on here, but because I was talking about vaping instead of trucking, there's only 15 thumbs up. Can at least half of you give some love and throw some thumbs? And then we will get to talk about trucking. Don't you worry. Oh, it was on Chuck's Facebook. That's cool. Little dog's in the house. How much could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? I guess it depends on the persistence of the woodchuck. Strawberry pineapple cream right now. That sounds pretty yummy. I was into strawberry stuff when I first started. I did a solid hit. The Pullet family says hello to everyone. And Jonathan, the juice that I use, and like nobody that I've ever let tried it really likes it. Everybody likes fruity shit. But I'm more of a custardy, cakey, dessert type kind of guy. This is actually a juice that Dennis created for me that's called Jazzy Bourbon. I wish it was called like Trucker Jim or something, but it's called Jazzy Bourbon. And it is a vanilla and caramel custard with a graham cracker crust with a shot of bourbon on top. But that's kind of my flavor that I vape on most. Hell, I've been hitting it solid for probably 3 or 4 months. Yukon used to live in the city of the clouds. I take the clouds with me out in Darth Vader, and we've been on the run since. That's funny, Yukon. My opinion on RVT charging for information. Well, it's like this. If somebody wants to pay for some one-on-one attention, I ain't got no problem with it. Because I think before, because RVT and I, we talk, you know, occasionally. We're with the same company and everything. And before, if you just talking to whoever wants to talk with you, and like if something's free, most people see no value in it. And if, you know, if I don't know what he charges, I mean, I sure as shit ain't gonna, you know, sign up for it or anything to talk to him. But, you know, when I was starting out in the industry, that may have been beneficial, because I probably screwed up in ways most of you guys didn't. You know, I had a trainer that, you know, I called, but I wouldn't always catch him. I mean, I don't know what all's covered, but I mean, it ain't like he's doing something unethical and sneaking it by them and sending them a bill after it's over with. They know up front exactly what they're getting into it. So I don't have a problem with it. It's kind of unique. I don't know if anybody else doing that, but I know in other industries with, you know, high performance type people, that's kind of a common thing. And I think he comes from, you know, industries like car sales and real estate, you know, where they have, you know, everybody's writing a fucking book on how to win in those areas, and seminars and things like that. So, you know, it's not actually that foreign of an idea. Good question, though. Chasing America, hey, buddy. Dread Pirate. Hey, is Dread Pirate on here by any chance? I've seen a couple of his videos, and he's a funny-ass dude. I mean, I didn't subscribe, and I hadn't really been following him, but he was going to some company. He was in, like, some nice hotel, and he was excited, man. He's a funny guy. I probably should check a couple of his videos out just for, you know, entertainment purposes. But I know, like, a lot of people are into hating, talking shit, and, you know, drama with other people, and you guys hadn't really seen a lot of that on, well, you really ain't seen none of that on my channel. I don't know, I kind of look for the good in people, and if it's somebody I just don't like, I just don't talk to them, and really don't think about them. Capitalism at driver's expense is not something we should be using on each other. I don't know what that means, Outcast. Capitalism. Let's see. Have you seen The Coach? I have not seen The Coach, but just here in the last couple of days, tuning in to, like, RVT, I was on one of his live thing last night. He had some guy from the oil field he was interviewing. I tuned in to Jay Cannell last night, which I've always liked Jay Cannell, and he's done a lot of different shit. I was asking him some questions about, I'm probably going to get my hazmat on my next day off. I was supposed to do it like 6 months after starting with GMP, and I've been here 13 months now. But, you know, hell, my days off were on the weekend, and DMV was closed. But I think I'm going to go ahead and pull the trigger and at least get that first endorsement. If you can find a niche, he was doing it for free, but so many people were asking for his time. Time is money. I respect it. I agree with you 100%. That's exactly what happened, Chris Jones. Like, you notice, I'll put my email address, like it's jimdavis082274@gmail.com. Every fucking one of you on this call can send me an email, and there's a strong chance I'll probably reply to each one of them. But I ain't putting my phone number on here. Now, if I get, you know, having conversation with somebody, sure, we can exchange numbers in. But as far as putting it on the internet and have all kind of crazy people and, you know, like that, I forget that little guy's name that's with US Express that does the workman, like, undercover, you know, calling companies, you know, and recording it all, you know, and have, you know, crazy stuff like that. I'm just not interested. I don't want to put myself out there for that. And I'm sure Red Viking probably feels the same way. But I was in on his, I was in on Canal, and I've tuned into a little bit of Ike's today, and I don't know, that kind of seems like I don't know, it may turn into the new drama, like all the little dog and little guy stuff and all, but I don't really tie into that. Like, it seems like a lot of these guys freaking hang out together and do videos together, and I've just been kind of a one-man band. I've never done a collaboration with nobody, or met up with anybody at a truck show or any of that kind of stuff. I know that, you know, the YouTube audience, they eat that shit up, but I don't know. I'm usually just running my ass off, and when I have a little bit of time off, I do other stuff. But I am not against it. I think it would be totally cool. I would love to do some collaboration with other YouTube people, and I think you guys would probably dig it too. Ain't no telling what kind of conversation we might get in. We should want our language. There are children watching, just saying. Okay. I don't think I ever say anything that kids won't see in a damn Disney movie at one time or another. But whatever. Leg humper, Alaskan cowboy. I think Jim needs to go back over the road. The gorge is getting old. Man, is it ever. I went through it today, and I'm going to go through it tomorrow. My fleet manager called me a little earlier, and like, I've got a video, like, it's done, like all the footage from days ago. Well, I finished the last little bit yesterday. I just got to pick a song and edit everything, the transitions, get the titles and all that, and then it's done. And I've already started filming another one today, but heck, I hadn't had time to sit down and do the edit. And I've even got a system now where I can do it a lot faster than, you know, when I do one a week. God, you wouldn't believe all the footage I had, guys. But I do back most of it up. So maybe one of these days I'll have a blooper reel, which that could probably be kind of funny. But yeah, I'm doing this now. But anyway, I'm headed to Orangeburg that I can't deliver until in the morning, but hell, I've got an hour and 50 minutes left on my drive clock. I'm only 40 miles from Orangeburg, so this is only going to be about a 30-minute call or so, guys. And then I got to fuel up because my fuel light's on. And well, I'm going to check the satellite view, make sure I can get parked, but my intention is to shut down there at the receiver. I'm getting, you know, unloaded tomorrow. Then I'm headed to Sumter to Continental Tire. It's supposed to be a drop-in hook. Then I'm rolling through the gorge again, going up to Smyrna to the Nissan plant. That'll be a drop-in hook. And then I'm going to get as close as I can to that town, Big Smo's from Murfreesboro, Tennessee. I don't know if any of you guys ever listen to Big Smo, but there's one song, it's either Country Boys or Good Old Boys. It kind of sounds like the Dukes of Hazzard theme song, him and Jelly Roll and Waylon Jennings, like grandson or whatever. It's a cool song. But I like Big Smo, but he will never be popular among the masses. But after we're there, I'm picking up an Amazon load. But I got to be there. I don't know if he said I got to be there at exactly 9:30. Not 9:29 and not 9:31. I got to be there at 9:30. And then it's going to Spartanburg, South Carolina. So that will probably run me maybe to the end. I mean, I won't have much time left Saturday after delivering that. And then I don't know what's next. But I think I got enough time to stay out till Tuesday. Because it's time to make some money now, which I'm not going to take any time off except for reset time between now and the end of March. And my kids in North Carolina are going to be out for spring break, and I'm going to get them for a few days, the end of March, first part of April. I'm going to take some time off. But other than that, I'm going to work off my 70-hour clock, which is kind of cool. You get some days off during the week where you can, you know, do stuff like go to the DMV and get your hazmat. You know, instead of being off Saturday and Sunday, and, you know, none of that kind of stuff's open. Okay, let me catch back up to the interviews. Little Dog wants to interview me. You know, I would be up to that, Little Dog. I mean, there was a time where, I don't know, for some reason, even though I don't know you, I was kind of convinced I didn't like your ass. But I am open to possibilities. Just get in touch with me. Shoot me an email, and we'll make arrangements to get together. Are you solo at GMP making $75 a year on average? Hell no, I am not. I did not make 75 grand this year. But really where I want to be is like in the 80s. You know, I think Jim could, you know, be pretty comfortable in the 80s, but I was telling Jay Cannell last night, I've been stuck in this, you know, the mid to higher end of the 60s for, you know, the last couple of years, which was better than I used to be, you know, running around peddling insurance. But you know, it's got to get the right situation. I can do better, but I am getting ready to start training here at GMP, so I don't know how that's, you know, that'll probably help out. I'm going to have to have another dude with me half the time. And they've got a pretty cool little, for guys like myself that, I don't know, through the videos, I just kind of create awareness for people that's in our hiring area that wants to come to GMP, because I promise you, GMP is a lot better than like some of these asshole mega carriers and everything to work for. I know a lot of you guys are with US Express, but like the respect level I'm treated with, and it don't even compare. Like, I feel special here. I walk in, they say, hey, what's up, Trucker Jim? You know, I call on the phone, they know who I am, and I'm never ever sitting around waiting on a load. It's rare that I gotta wait to deliver one, but on this, I've already drove 530 miles for the day, and I got 40 more miles to go that I can do today. It's pretty good. But anyway, where I was going with that is there's pretty good incentives. Not only is there a $750 bonus, but they've just started a new program. Like, I'm going to have like $1,800 of gross pay on tomorrow's paycheck. But like a little over $400 of that is from these 4 guys that started like in the November, December range here at GMP, and these guys are kicking ass. Oscar is rocking and rolling down in Jacksonville. Oscar, I was talking no, not Oscar, I'm sorry, that's your brother, Carlos, down in Jacksonville, about Rodney. They are so glad you're on board with all the local delivery things where they were paying you local pay, a couple $100 a day to do that. You've helped them out so much. Derek, they're really impressed with you, brother. He's running his ass off, knocking on the door, 3,000 miles. He was texting me today. He got his truck washed. Was asking about the code. You know, we can't just show up. We got to get a PO code at Blue Beacon. But he was getting his truck washed, and he moved down from Connecticut to beautiful Charleston, South Carolina. Said he's making twice as much as he was doing before. And he was hard working up there. He just brought that same work ethic here, and it's working out. Terry Waters, he just recently had his first 3,000-mile week. Great job, Terry. But, like, the incentive on that cost, the way they were looking at it, Mr. Parker was talking with, which the president of the company I can call anytime. That's kind of cool. Fucking Max Fuller, I've never been able to get a hold of him. And I tried. And I had the record. It may have been broken now, but when I got fired from U.S. Express, I'd recruited more drivers to U.S. Express than any driver in their history. And I was only there a year and a half. And it was, and that's just the ones that put me down. Those were pretty cool videos if you guys hadn't ever seen them. My audio sucked, and, you know, my camera and editing, you know, I guess it was okay. You know, everybody got to start somewhere. But anyway, Mr. Parker thought it would be incentive for like guys like myself, instead of just, all right, you came aboard, I got paid $7.50, fuck you, I'll block you on my phone, I don't care about you. I get a penny a mile off every mile they drive this year. So, like, all of these guys have my phone number and, you know, email and all that. And when they run into situations, I tell them, don't hesitate. Get in touch. You know, I've probably been in the same situation you have, you know, this time last year. And it's cool. I enjoy doing it. But I'm getting an extra $400 and something tomorrow for their miles. The way they do that, it pays once a month on the second payday, and it's the miles from the previous month. It's something brand new that they just started. I hear you, little dog. Everybody don't like me either, so I ain't gonna judge a man on just one or two videos, or some fucker blocking me from his video because I said I do use apps when you were saying we shouldn't use apps. But anyway, we'll talk about that later. Northeast is hard to make money because of traffic. I bet it is. That's my least favorite place. I'd rather go down to like South America and truck drive instead of the Northeast. Okay, Sean told somebody, I don't know how to say that, Pallardeer TV, to give me a shout out. I appreciate it. And like, maybe I'm wrong and I think I'm like cooler than I am, but like probably when this video is over with, I'll be a little over 3,600 subscribers. Now, for somebody that don't have a YouTube channel, I guess that sounds pretty good. That's 3,600 people. But like Little Dog, and don't nobody like him, and except for in doses. He's probably at 20,000 now. RVT's at like 15,000. Jay Canal's over 30,000. I think Ike's at around 20, and I ain't even at 5. And these fuckers, like, they hit play, like I'm doing right now on a live video. Like that's their thing. I'm so meticulous. I'm getting worse and worse with like every episode as far as trying to make it better and everything. But maybe one day it'll pay off and everything will click. Now I'll have that first viral video. I think doing episode numbers may hurt as far as attracting new people. His dog's on his face now. What about a new truck for the new trainer? Yeah, I'll get one. I'm going to get a 2018 Freightliner. You know, if I decide I want to continue training, which the thing of it is, the person's got to sleep, and I've condensed, but I still want to keep this bag of clothes up here because this stuff has camera gear and green screen and all that. So I got to figure that out. And this dude's going to have a refrigerator up there, but we'll see how it goes. I'm sure some guys will be awesome, and then there's, you know, them ones that aren't. Like, I saw a guy on Facebook, I think part of that YYT on YouTube, Truckers Association or something, that was talking about his trainer was logging him out, you know, when they were sitting at shippers and everything, and asking everybody, you know, do I need to ask for a new trainer? And I thought about some comments I would say to this little whiny fucker, but most people were doing, you know, not exactly that, but telling him, well, dude, he's showing you what you need to do as far as conserving clock when you're sitting at a shipper. I'm sure he was logging that kid out so he could log himself out too, because he had to stay on duty while driving and everything. But I had one student, I won't say his name, I think he's still a subscriber, that he quit on my truck. And it's mainly because I didn't make arrangements stop at a truck stop so some girl and her kids could come visit with him. I didn't give a shit about that. Like, you got 4 weeks with me, this is your training. All this other stuff of you rekindling and having reunions, you can do that on your own time. And he didn't like that, and the next day he was off my truck. Took him to a Greyhound and went back to Connecticut, I think. Thanks, Road Rash. I don't know if I'm ever going to buy a rig or not, Danny. It ain't going to be on a dadgum whim and just get impulse one day and do it. I need to continue, you know, I need to make some friends that are doing it. And some guys I can kind of pick their brain and let them tell me about, you know, mistakes they made and victories they've had. Because, I don't know, I don't want to, like, mess my situation up. Because, I mean, I ain't saying I'm achieving every goal, every dream, and I'm saving as much money as I want to now. But I tell you this, ain't no damn bills late. Everything's paid on time. I'm sitting on some bank, and I can't say that for every moment in my life. So, you know, am I ecstatic and amazing and professionally and financially completely satisfied? No, I'm not. But I ain't in a bad situation. And I don't know, I could just think if you screw up buying a truck, you could, you know, you could get in a bad situation in like a week. Mac's been trying to get caught up on the videos. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, I tell you, like, I'm making, well, when I was training at US Express, I was killing it. And then, you know, the referral bonuses too. And when I was on this, I got this sweet little hookup where I was working on the Walmart account, but I was still getting paid like an OTR guy, mainly the stop pay. And the way I would work my clock, I would never run out of time. So I was up in Indiana not having to take days off. And, you know, it was like over $1,500 to sometimes over $2,000, you know, there for a while. And that was pretty sweet. But I tell you, when I was like, I mean, I wasn't at Maverick very long. You guys have been watching me know that. But especially when I was solo with US Express, you know, my paychecks are almost always got a comma in it. You know, on a good week, and, you know, even after taxes and everything, can be in the $1,400 and $1,500 right here at GMP and get time off every week. So, but I can't take my damn dog Boone, and I can't hardly get out of the Southeast, and I have to go through the gorge all the time. Can't go out to California, Utah, and, you know, Wyoming, and all these places I want to get great drone footage. So, I mean, I can't say I'm completely perfectly satisfied. It just don't completely suck, is all I'm saying. Danny's going to buy a couple and look at them in the yard. Ah, so Donut Man got his Maverick Pro yesterday. That's awesome. I'm sure you've been watching a lot of videos on the Maverick Pro. And don't fly into a tree the first day you get it like I did. If you do buy your own, get your own numbers too. Don't be a company slave with a truck payment. See, that's the kind of stuff that I'm talking about. If I go into it, I want to go into it right. I know there's a lot of, like Rick's company seems like, you know, a pretty good thing where you can kind of just walk into a truck there, and I think in like 3 years it's paid off. I mean, I ain't looked at any paperwork or anything, but I think it would be kind of cool to go to a dealership and, you know, get one there and have that whole buying experience as well. That's kind of what I'm leaning towards. I hear you, Danny. No dog, no deal. If there wouldn't have been 30 other companies that turned my ass down besides GMP, I felt the same way. But I'd got to the point, I was getting ready to start slinging Pepsi. I was even like applying for Michelin to work in a freaking plant, which that is not what I'm put on earth to do, to go to the same place and stand and do a little task. But it worked out. It worked out. I'm glad I'm here. There's a lot of good things about GMP. Boone is good. He's getting fat. I'm not as fat as I was. I worked out today in somewhere in Indiana. I parked at a Planet Fitness and got up and got a workout in this morning. And I know I still have got another scroll to do. And I know half of you guys don't like the scrolls, but this next one, just to kind of give you a little teaser, it's called I Will Act Now. And one of the lines in it, when I awake, I will leap from my cot while the failure sleeps yet another hour. I had to dig deep and like hear the scroll, and then also, I don't know, I'm telling you guys I'm going to work out twice a week, at least a minimum of twice a week. And that kind of helps me to hold myself accountable, is throw it out here on YouTube land, all you guys, because if I don't, you guys will call me out and say, Trucker Jim's full of shit. And, well, I don't see myself when I look in the mirror as a guy who's full of shit that just does a bunch of talking. I'm an action kind of guy. And, you know, some people talk about, you know, think positive, you know, you're negative. I don't know. I try to just think results, decide what I want, and okay, what action steps are required to get the results I seek. And the thing about being positive is, well, being negative, just that shit just don't work. That creates doubt and doom and attracts what you don't want, and well, that just don't sound like a good idea. So that's why you'll never see Jim moping and pouting and being shitty for, I don't know, more than a couple of minutes. You know, it gets to us all sometimes, but you got to snap out of that shit. My sound's not very loud. Should I speak up? Oh, and McGee, I watched a couple of your videos, and then there's another YouTuber. I mentioned him in a video a while back, but I didn't get a video clip of him. Captain Jim. Both these guys are brand new, starting the channels out. It's McGee Films if you want to check him out, and then Captain Jim if you want to check them out. Captain Jim's here at GMP though, but he didn't find out about my videos until orientation, so I am not overriding Captain Jim. But you can still call if you need anything, Jim. Yukon's eating dinner. Better late than never, Roadrunner. You can go back and watch this in its entirety probably in the next 10 minutes after I end this video. Josh Lowe's at his 4th night of CDL class. So you are tearing up some YouTube up in the hotel, ain't you? I know I was. Like, that's when I first saw Little Guy was there. And then I saw some girl. Man, she had like 18,000 views on like her, you know, one take cell phone footage sitting in hotel room talking about bringing laundry tabs and, you know, bringing gloves and getting deaf on you and stuff like that. And then some others too. Well, no, it's not so much early bird gets the worm, Philippines trucker. It's just all about action. That's just one of the ones that there's a lot. I mean, it's like 3-page scroll and it says I will act now like probably 12 times in it. But when I'm laying in bed wanting to just go back to sleep, that I will leap from my cot while the failure sleeps yet another hour pops into my head. And I don't want to be a failure. And, you know, a big ingredient to people that fail is people that won't go to work. You know, they want to make excuses. And so I realize, well, if I adapt that level of thinking of, I'm tired, you know, it won't work out anyway. Well, I'm going to join that crowd. And, well, I don't want to be that. I need mods on here. You agree with RVT charging for advice? I have been asked that question already. Go back and watch this at the beginning. We go into kind of detail. But to sum it up, I don't really care. If somebody, I don't know, wants that one-on-one and special attention and wants to pay for it, so be it. And I don't know, it sounds like he's taking that money to, I don't know, pay it forward in other ways. So I wouldn't get caught up, guys, in just trying to find fault and shit other people do. And I don't know, why don't you focus on doing something better yourself instead of finding something wrong with what somebody else is doing? I mean, I'm not attacking anyone any there, but seriously, take that advice. Focus on what you're doing. Or maybe you could start giving free advice to everybody on the internet and not charge any of them, and have hundreds of people calling you every day wanting your advice. People do. I don't have a whole lot of people calling asking my advice. I hear you, Yukon. Like I said, I would not be signing up personally, but I ain't got a problem if somebody wants to do it. So be it. I don't know, maybe some good can come from it. I don't know. I don't know if there's a lot of repeat business on there, but he's a smart guy in a lot of ways. I mean, he's not lacking in confidence, but hell, I ain't gonna say that's a bad thing. I try not to lack in confidence either. Yeah, I guess it was less stressful running paper logs, but I don't know. I ain't never ran them. I've had these things like from day one, and that's one thing I got from my trainer, is he showed me how to edit logs, and I'm so glad Trainer Bill did that. Now, true, you cannot edit drive time. Well, you can log your ass off in drive, and it don't, then you log back in and it says, hey, do you want this time added to yours? And you hit no, you can do that, but you don't really want to do that moving freight around. That's more of, you know, going to Walmart and, you know, stuff like that, which I had to do that at US Express. We actually have a line where we can do it here at GMP. But hey, if you stuck down in Laredo for a day, day and a half, you know, those guys just log out of the Qualcomm when they're down in Laredo instead of just sitting at a truck stop for a day and a half. I mean, I don't think Mr. Park or anybody else would expect anyone to do that. KC says he does stuff wrong all the time. That's how I learn. Amen. Amen. And I was thinking the other day, I've heard, you know, hear comments sometimes, you can never be too safe. And I've toyed with what would be my response to somebody saying, you can never be too safe. Here's my views on safety. Because the main thing I want to do is fucking rock, and I want to like do something great, and I want to make money, and I want to have cool toys, and I want to have money I'm sitting on that makes me comfortable and not stressed out. That's really what I get excited about, not never being too safe. Because, I don't know, I think some people might be too safe. Here's the way I look at it. I don't want to kill no one. I don't want to hurt anyone. I don't want to bang up anybody else's shit. I don't want to tear up my own equipment or my company's equipment. I don't want to do anything that's going to end up costing me money, getting me tickets and things like that. And then I don't want to get fired and stop my income. Other than that, it's negotiable. Now, if like, I don't know, somebody flip me the bird off every now and then because, I don't know, I didn't let them in, and I don't know, instead of stopping on the freaking interstate when, you know, somebody's off on the side of the road, I just kind of get over, you know, if there's a car in my way, you know, and I'll keep on trucking. Throw me up in the comments if you guys think, Jim, you are just a horrible, selfish person. But like I said, I don't want to hurt nobody or kill nobody or tear stuff up, to get tickets and get fired. But, you know, if there's things that, I don't know, increase my efficiency and productivity, I want to know about those things. What's the exit I get those boudin balls? I'm in Beaumont now. I'll be headed back. There's a couple, man. Like, look at the signs. You know, there's some billboards, but the one that I often stop at, it's on the same exit as the Loves. It's like exit 92 or 90. I forget the name of the city. But it's right across the street from a Loves. There's a pretty good restaurant there, but the actual truck stop that's across from Loves has Rascals in it, and that's where I got the boudin balls. Now, the Tiger Cafe has some, but they suck. I didn't like them at all, but the ones at Rascals, they were delish. Learn to edit your logs. Watch my E-Logs Outlaw video. There you go. That's a good... How many views has that thing had, Yukon? Thank you, Elizabeth, son. Okay. Rob got some good boudin balls off of 12 today. Did I use the F word? I'm sorry. I try not to use that one when it can be played back. How do I make a living on the road? Well, we get paid by the mile. Just keep running. It adds up. Exactly, Andrew. That's what I do. And, you know, if they're all the way over, like, okay, let me tell you guys about something. I have not mentioned this in one of my edited videos, but I will tell all of you now. Because when you tune into the live, you get to learn special little stuff about Trucker Jim. Do y'all know what these are? These are not the 10 ancient scrolls of success. It's a ticket. I think one's like a clean inspection and the other one has 2 tickets on it. Back in November. But the court date was Monday on it. But I was coming into Knoxville, right? Getting ready to get off 40 to go whatever that loop around road is that leads to 75. And there was a cop. I can't remember if there was a car in front of him or it was just a cop with his blue lights. And he was pretty far over. And, you know, I'm on the exit ramp. He's right before it. And there was a car coming up. So I just kind of, you know, ease over to the edge and I zip on by his ass. Well, I get down the road and I see a cop car, you know, coming on from this other inch with his lights on and everything. I'm like, okay, well, I'll just keep driving in my right lane. Well, I don't know, a mile or so later, I realize he's pulling me over. So I pull up under a bridge overpass, and he comes around to, you know, my passenger door and gets in and everything and asks me if I knew why he pulled me over. I'm like, no, I have no idea. Why did you pull me over? And he told me because I did not yield the emergency vehicle back there. And well, I told him, dude, I couldn't get over. There was, a car there. There was no car. I'm like, how the hell do you know? It wasn't even you. Because he was talking on, this cop and this other cop sitting around talking on cell phones and everything. Hey, this GMP truck, just passed me and didn't get over. And so, you want me to get him? He's like, yeah, get him. And he got me. And he wrote me a speeding ticket too. I was doing 62 at some point, and what they told me I was doing anyway. And I got a ticket for failure to yield to an emergency vehicle and 62 and a 55. Of course, I'm pleading not guilty. I got, driver's legal plan on it. And I'm waiting to hear back how, the first round of it went, if it's already taken care of, or there's going to be a, a court date sometime in the future. But, yeah, that happened to me. So I'm a little more conscious of it now. Even though I try to get over whenever I see, but I can't, well, obviously I can't say I have 100% of the time because I've got these folded up tickets saying that I didn't, but I do not expect that to be on my record. But if you guys hadn't got, well, you guys probably, aren't as crazy as I am. Back to the whole safety rant that I had a while ago. When I was at US Express in orientation, they had this thing that kept flashing up on the screen. Risk takers are accident makers. And I'm like, no, don't say that, because I am totally a risk taker. I've always been a risk taker. Like, you know, when I'm in a situation, I do a quick little risk assessment in my head is, you know, the risk and the reward, and then I'll make a decision on what direction I would go. But, you know, I've jumped out of perfectly good airplanes and dove off cliffs, and I don't know, used to ride like wheelies on my motorcycle in between cars and stuff. So, I mean, it's a miracle I'm still alive. Jim, do you still flash other trucks after the pass? How about wave when you pass another driver? Trucking needs more guys that won't. I wave at anytime I see a G&P truck, you know, and most of the time, you know, the other guy's doing the same thing. And when somebody flashes me, I've got a little button, you know, that I call it the thank you flash. Yeah, I do that close to 100% of the time, and I love when people do it back to me. That's a good thing. Flip saying, shut the F up, Tommy T. What did Tommy T say? Let's go see what Tommy T said. Man, this is a while back, Flip. I don't see what okay, I give up. Tommy T, type it again if you want me to read it. Elizabeth, you know I can't do that holding a CDL. Hey, Misty. Glad you're on the call. Roadies, exit 92. Yep, that's exactly it, off I-10. What's up, Carlos? Guys, we got somebody from France. Like France? I've never been to France. Notorious for casing people in that part of Tennessee. That's what I was hearing. I was on a call today. I thought it was a bunch of truckers, but I think towards the end it was a bunch of cops on there, Yukon. What was up with that? Got plugged into like a cop conference call or something. All of them were police. Got stopped 5 times in less than 6 months for driving just for an inspection. Yeah, I've had several inspections. I've never had got dinged for anything in an inspection. Qualcomm will show that you slowed down and prove you made a reasonable effort to yield. I was wondering about that. Like, failure to yield. I got over. That's yield. I didn't get all in the other lane. Which, I mean, I can't really plead ignorance on that. You know, I knew I was supposed to. Well, I don't think it's a law in every single state in the United States, but hell, you know, you really got to go by laws in Tennessee. And then, you know, if you don't break the law in Tennessee, you're kind of good everywhere else. But, yeah, exactly. I had typed that up to my lawyer, too. I did yield. I just, like, how much do I have to yield is the question. But apparently, why they're so, like, anal about that in Tennessee, apparently 5 years ago, some cop got hit by a car on the side of the road. Not a truck, because he wouldn't be with us anymore if he got hit by a big truck. But he hadn't come back to work yet. I mean, he's alive. But ever since then, the cops are like, we can't play with this. We must prevent it and write tickets, you know, every opportunity we get when somebody doesn't yield. And that's why he wrote me the ticket. Like, normally, you're not going to get a ticket for doing 62 on a freaking interstate, even if it's in Knoxville with these 55-mile-an-hour, you know, truck speed limits. But because I did not yield, he wrote me one. Have I ever been to Europe? Well, I don't remember going to Europe. When I was a wee little baby, like 3 months old, my mama took me to Germany. We flew out of New York to go visit my dad that was in the Army at the time. There's pictures, but I have no memory of it. Will the law move over or slow down? I'm sure you're in the clear. Love your show, Jim. Please continue to make more fun first time on the live chat. Well, I'm glad you're here, Earl Williams. And Jeremy, yes, it is nationwide to move over or slow down. Is it? Or slow down. Like, is that the way the law's written? So as long as you don't speed up or maintain the same speed? I don't know. That's kind of a tricky one. You know, I looked at it like I saw it, and I visualized, okay, if he opens his door, he can get out, and I won't hit him. I might blow his hat off, but he'll be okay. So, you know, there was never any question of the safety of this officer, because remember, I don't want to hurt anyone. That's right, Lone Wolf. Rick Curry. Mac, I can't stay out of Tennessee. They keep sending me to damn Louisville. And I guess there is a route I could take to avoid Tennessee, but I wouldn't get paid that extra 100 miles. Yes, you have to at least slow down. I think I did. I was probably doing 65 before I saw that. What do I think of the Georgia and Alabama game? I'm not going to say it was the greatest national championship ever. As far as the ones I've watched, it damn sure wasn't last year when Clemson won. That Texas, USC, when Reggie Bush and, was it, not Vince Carter, but that quarterback that, you know, went to the Tennessee Titans. I forget his name. Somebody hit me up on the comments. It's Vince something. That was an unbelievable national championship and super exciting. But it definitely ranked up there. I thought Georgia had it, and then Alabama started being Alabama. But that was super ballsy, putting a freshman quarterback in at halftime of the national championship. And that play before he threw the bomb, it got like sacked for a 16-yard loss. You're like, yeah, Georgia's got this. They out of field goal range now. It was, I mean, I didn't like the outcome. I was pulling for Georgia. Vince Young, there you go, Mark. But I loved it. I mean, it was a great game. But I think the Texas USC game was a little bit better. And I didn't even have a horse in the race in that one. I mean, I'm not a USC or a Texas fan, but I was pulling for Texas, so I was happy. Yeah, Vince Young was, I guess, but now he had at least one real good season with Tennessee. I think they made the playoffs. That was when Pac-Man Jones was like punt returning and everything that year. They had a good team, which are in the playoffs still. Well, until the next game, then they'll be done because they're playing the Patriots. More than likely. All right, guys, I have let this go on longer than I intended. But hey, it's pretty good. Well, there was like 80-something people a while ago, but some have left the building. But we're up to 50 likes. Can I get a few more likes so maybe I can kind of keep up with these more visible YouTubers? And there's going to be 2 like trucking journey videos coming out before I'm done, maybe even 3. I've got one almost ready to go. I just got to do a little bit of tweaking, you know. I'd say less than an hour I should have it up. So expect, I think it's like episode 83, maybe 84. I don't know. It's hard to keep up with it without looking. Should be up by the time you get up in the morning. Any last, Mister, you still on here, baby? Trucker Eric's journey's in the house. You have missed some interesting conversation, Eric. You will have to go back and see this video in its entirety. Oh, we got a Bills fan on here. Well, the Bills actually, well, okay, well, no, Kansas City is the one that never wins playoff games, but like makes it every year. And San Diego used to do that too. Has Phillip Rivers ever won a playoff game? I don't think he has. Well, guys, I appreciate you guys tuning in, and my intention is to continue. Hey, have y'all noticed how well lit that I am tonight? If you go back and see other ones, you're not, Misty. I was dark, and I did something different. You know, it looked like I had like a spotlight on me before. Check it out. I got the light shining into the umbrella. I had like the umbrella coming this way and the light bulb last time, and that didn't work. All this video stuff, I can assure you guys, I'm going to figure it out. And it's going to get to the point of epic proportions. It just might be a little screwy here and there until I get everything figured out. But I hadn't been doing hardly no drone footage yet, but it's been freaking raining and snowing, and then I'm having to run like hell, and it's dark, and you can't use drones in any of those situations. And I got this gimbal thing Misty got me, which makes butter smooth. And, you know, I got my big camera and tripod, but I'm motivated and I'm inspired, and there's going to be some cool content. So if you hadn't set up notifications, I guess most of you guys have, but tell your friends to. Where did Ben come from? I'm not even going to share that perspective, Ben. All right. Well, guys, once again, thanks a lot for tuning in. I'll see you next Thursday around 7. You know, I'll do the best I can on it, but I will go live, and maybe even a little surprise live video here and there when I have time, and I've all edited up and, you know, got something I want to share. But all of you, be safe out there and keep on trucking.